entire time playing Fortnite.
I get asked all the time, Jack, how can I improve in Fortnite? How can I get better? Well, first off, by watching my stream. Second, by learning how to build well. Get into Playground, play your favorite music, put on an anime and a headband, and get to work. Crank the 90s, and you just wait and see.
The faster you crank, the better your placement will potentially be. Tyler Supreme here, 2 eliminations, 53 players, 30 duos total remaining here.
Oh, tried to bait the edit.
There it is, an edit shot, and that looks like a sneeze on the keyboard for a name, but it does count for an elimination point.
Just trying to read it for a second.
There's no possible way that you can
physically impossible. As here comes the pressure now from Tyler again, holding this pyramid. Now, if you're the player just above, there's so much going on, you might not even be able to notice that, Tyler's has already pre-edited that floor. You can see the people just above it. Looks like now is the time they're going to want to go. The edit comes on through. 1 drops down into 2 full spray. Assault rifles right there. Floor quickly edited and reset. That's 1 elimination so far. They're already maxed the materials. As they build on out, slide down the edge of this mountain, someone's ballooning. Yeah, that's
the single balloon strat there, Jack.
Go well. Yeah, the single balloon strat, always something very, very popular in competitive Fortnite. 82 pump tag. Should be a finish. There it is. Max materials, though, nearly. Lupo. And a minigun.
Yes. You'll love to see it, Jack.
Yes, you do.
Tyler's ready to hold down that left click or R2, or maybe he's. By the way, I believe it's NA East. We do have a player that qualified on an iPad Pro. Not even a joke. So who knows? Maybe he's tapping to shoot that minigun there. Either way, that thing's intimidating, especially when you're trying to turbo build against it. A lot of bullets coming out. Ammunition there on your screen for just a second. Not too great technique. A player we saw on the right side of your screen there for just a moment. Also someone that we saw yesterday put on quite a show. A push in from outside in the storm, and he stayed alive from that. Was impressive.
We're up near the block right now. I'm trying to remember if it's still the castle. I think it's still the castle block. We will be going east of it though, so it won't come into play too much.
Looks like you see on the left side of the screen, it is still the castle.
Love that.
You better watch out down below. Keeping the door open. Not a good idea. Viper HG pays the price. A shot from above, maybe picking up a second elim, but Zyman's teammate Venox gets knocked and eliminated. He is solo now with only 8 builds, no shield. The drop down goes for the SMG spray and gets Viper and his teammate on the rotation in. That's 2 elims right there.
Yep.
Technique building up above. Simon trying to stay ahead of the storm. No builds left, Jack. A green SMG might not be enough, and he tries to push in on technique. The pump shot not enough either, and he pays the price.
And look at how low these players are in HP moving out of the zone. They've been taking so much storm damage. Glorly. Shots going down range. Quick edit on out, just knowing once I'm set and safe, it's time to farm whoever's still at the disadvantageous position. And Glorly gets beamed there for a moment. Now just trying to stay alive. I believe this isn't their actual view in the baller, just to be clear.
They're 12 miles out in the storm, but I believe they are still alive.
There we go.
16 players, 10 duos left, which means they all just got to kick up in placement points. Technique at the bottom of your screen goes down. Wonder, looks like K, the very edge of the storm, all the way up top. Not sure if they are on the same team or not. Looks like shots are going out from both players as everyone's trying to make headway ahead of the storm here. 13 players, 8 duos. ProTox and Risk. Risk already out, but ProTox sitting pretty in a baller. Doesn't have to get out.
Nope.
He doesn't have to challenge this in any way.
Look, they have 0 limbs. I mean, that's been their mentality this whole time.
Here we go. Pressure as the baller is broken. He's going to build his way up. The door edit, maybe not what he was going for in that situation, but he does box himself in. He's looking out in front of him. 54 builds. Pretty sure his inventory is probably full. The blue pump, though, and that green heavy AR, both very important. The pump shotgun is so key for these close combat fights. The fact that you can one-hit through a player that maybe pushes into your box just the right way, if your aim is on point, it can make the difference between making it out alive and being eliminated and going back to the lobby.
Look at how much health is remaining on all these players right now.
All the way up
Majority
top,
of them at near 200 HP, and then it's Wonder all the way up top, basically one shot to an assault rifle.
Even
just keeping their fingers crossed to get an elimination for that health on a limb.
The top right of your screen, Sewa picking up 2 there, 4 elims for that duo. Jabra's still alive as well. Both players still in it. The only full duo left. 7 players and 6 teams. Everybody else is solo, which means every other player has got to be playing as safe as possible. But in a storm like this, you've got a rotation occurring, a lot of branching already built. Players are going to be, they're going to have to knock through walls. You see in the bottom right corner, they're going to have to melee their way through structures, which means they can get caught off guard. The minigun, the top right, only 15 HP, but Sewa says it might be enough to pick up another elim. It's not, and he gets beamed from above.
ProTox. That was such a 200 IQ play. Hides in the enemy's builds in the corner with a beautiful view of the entire zone. Basically played around the fact that they thought people would drop on down. That's exactly what happened. It was 2 quick eliminations. 4 teams left, 4 solos in total. ProTox trying to break and claim the wall. There's the edit, a quick pump, the reset on the wall. Now continuing to move on through. Thankfully for ProTox, this is all wooden build. So 2 quick swings will break down the structure. Boogie Bomb now picked up. More materials as well. Up to 109 builds.
Oh my God.
180 pump. Trap coming in. Going to continue to have to follow these, but they've got enough materials to continue to follow this all the way out. Oh no. Stuck in the builds. The edit's coming through. The shot comes in! He owned the floor! ProTox ends the game with 4 eliminations and the victory royale.
Absolutely incredible. The awareness in that moment of knowing that you own that floor and
I didn't realize
just for the right time to hit the edit jack.
Yeah. I didn't realize it dropped down to just a 1v1 at the end there. I thought there was still a player all the way on the high ground, but nope. I was wrong. Back now to our next game, 55 players remaining.
I have a feeling that's not actually a 12-year-old kid, as I believe the minimum age requirement is 13, if I remember right.
Imagine we just see them get kicked from the server.
Dear Epic Games, let's can we get an 8? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
53 players, 29 duos.
Ranks looking for the quick edit. Rockets coming on in. They're getting some help from up above to try to push down for these eliminations. There's 1. And every time you see a rift to go in competitive Fortnite, or 2. Wait, was that? How many rifts?
3 rifts and a launch pad.
Rift to goes and a launch pad.
I think there was a med kit in there, which means 12 can pick that up and use it as well inside the baller. On top of that, they have quite a bit going for them. That set of elims there may have changed the game for them entirely.
Oh, it 100% did. Now, what's funny is that deep rotation is made a lot easier because a geyser's in play. Look at how many people are hitting this.
They're even flying back out into the storm. Quick, just for a
and there's another geyser at the low side.
Oh my God. You're going to see a lot of players flying through the air right now. The problem is that if too many are up there and they're not engaging, players that have the high ground essentially in the structure that's already built will just start taking shots at them because they're basically indefensible. Pestero pushes his way down and catches that elim inside the box
with a gray tac shotgun. That's what that was.
It's an incredible weapon, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't deny its skill.
I love it in late game competitive time. As Pestero will go ahead and claim all these walls because this was an opposing team's box that they did take on down. We'll see where the zone goes. 47 players remaining. You can still see that geyser right in the middle of everything.
Getting lasered by what looked like 3 teams at the same time.
Yeah.
Everybody decided he needed to move out real quick.
We've had enough of this guy right here. Games only 75 HP and no shields in the inventory, so a much more passive type play, looking for any free limbs that could come into play. Top right of your screen, you see how these players can earn points. Remember, they'll have 3 hours or 10 total matches to be able to play. If you place top 15 in the duos in the game, you get 3 points. You place top 10, you get a total of 5 points. You place top 5 to second, you get a total of 7 points. You win the darn game, 10 points. Each elim, 1 point as well. So right now, this is still a 0-point game for the games in Simtech. Now with the potential for 1 right here. But again, a 0-point game, they've been missing a lot of time to reach this point in this match. Now is when you need to clutch on up.
Now, we did see a number of players yesterday during the first round of qualifiers for today that waited until endgame. That strategy isn't necessarily a bad one. It's more of you're choosing specifically to avoid early game combat.
Yep.
Some of those engagements can be very fickle. You could get caught off guard, and a third party happens very easily. Typically, you have a lot of players that will they'll focus on close quarters combat weaponry like a pump shotgun, a compact SMG, and sit on those and a lot of builds until the end game when this is the kind of action you see. And their whole goal is to wait for people to rotate and catch them off guard. And I guarantee you we're going to see a number of those kind of plays here in just a second. Becero and Ike, a single elim between the two of them as they start to tunnel their way through the map. You see the storm, bottom right corner of your screen, pushing to the southwest. In fact, here we go. The W key monster faces his own enemy there. Becero catches him off guard, the pump shot.
Break through these walls quick.
Metal's tough, 21 HP. Jack,
thankfully, it was still building.
Open.
Thankfully, the metal was still building. There's the elimination, and yes, the siphon pops into place. So the health on the elim, now up to 71 HP. Following up more, he's getting shot in the back, down to just 14 health. It looks like this could be the end here for Becero, unless something magnificent could happen. And there's a view. Look at all the way up top. Another rift just used now as well. What, 3-4 players still rocking inside those ballers? It's where, at this point, it almost becomes a detriment on these. Yeah, you saw one player hopped out, was like, no, I'm taking too much storm damage. I'm bouncing all around. It's time to rift. Chaka and the limb not able to loot this player, so won't farm any of the materials off that body. Breaks through a box and a shotgun to the dome of Pero.
What a loadout pickup in there, too. I don't know if you saw everything that was on the ground. He avoided it entirely. There was a heavy sniper. There was an RPG. There was a legendary AR, all on the ground, and he had to move past it because the storm was too aggressive. It pushed him away from the loot pile. Potentially picked up all the mats, which is great, but in a situation like this, every little bit counts, Jack.
Ben, this might be a surprise to you, but Ranks and 12-year-old who got three rifts and a launch pad are the ones that have high ground right now.
Honestly, if he's actually 12, it does not surprise me. His awareness has got to be insane at this point. Dealer's trying to push through metal structures as they're being built. And he catches up with Shark. Gets the one pump. The siphon heal there puts him back up. Another one. Nash goes down for just a second. Dealers was at 15 HP. Another one. Chaka goes down. Dealers barely staying alive. A 115 shield shot right outside the storm. And his run is over. But oh my gosh, Jack, the fact that he made it all the way to 8 players remaining is insane.
I thought he was dead 4 times over right there. 12-year-old still playing the high ground. You see Ranks now has dropped on down. So just going to keep holding this high ground for the moment. It's now a 2 versus 1. Naka all by themselves, having to run through the zone. Doesn't look like they have many builds left, and there it is, folks. 12-year-old and Ranks with the victory royale. 8 eliminations, and guess what? I'm not the smartest Fortnite player in the game, but when you get 3 rift to goes and a launch pad, you have a pretty darn good chance of winning.
I could say it's like 3 plus 1.